What is sales operations and why is it massively important for growing your business from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 figures? In the very beginning, you can get away with not using sales operations because you're really just focused on getting money in the door and scaling your business. But once you have a predictable lead generation system, people know who your brand is, you have referrals, inbounds, everything is humming along, you're gonna want to invest in sales operations. So what is sales operations? Sales operations is the operations that are involved in creating a predictable sales process and organization. The best way to go about sales operations is first understanding and speaking with your sales team and each department. Talk to your sales managers, talk to your setter teams, talk to your closer teams. Understand what they do on a day-to-day basis that if it was automated, they would have more time to close business or generate revenue. So, one of the big things that I hear on setter teams is that there's not a good lead tracking process, or I'm unable to find the leads I need to call, or I'm not sure if the meeting that I booked actually closed and ran. On the closer team, where are these leads coming from? Are they qualified? Where are my call notes? How do I onboard a new client faster? How do I collect the contract signature in a faster manner? From sales managers, what are my setter teams doing on a day-to-day basis? What are my closers doing? What are we really reporting on? How am I able to pull reports for the leadership team? All of those things is gonna help give you new ideas on what you should be creating SOPs or standard operating procedures for. Essentially what a standard operating procedure or an SOP is, it's a step-by-step breakdown of how to do a certain thing, plus a Loom video on how to actually do it. You wanna house that in something like Airtable or Monday.com or your learning management system so your team can easily go and search. Make sure it's SEO'd, right? Make sure that you have everything organized and the titles make sense and it's searchable, and your team can go in there instead of asking you or waiting on you to do something for them. You wanna create processes for the sales team to empower themselves to do the task they do on a daily basis much more effectively and much more efficiently. Have you ever heard the term where attention goes, energy flows? So making sure that you're tracking the right metrics in a sales operations perspective is gonna help grow the company much faster. So there's a lot of vanity metrics, right? How many cold calls were made? How many sales calls do we have? How many leads opted in this month? Those really don't give you the true holistic story in the sales process. For inbound leads, you want to get into the nitty-gritty, right? How many of those leads actually were able to be contacted? How many people picked up the phone when you called? Of those people, how many were actually qualified, or were they just getting more information? That's gonna help your marketing team create better ads and better content so your people who are opting in are actually of a higher quality and are more ready to buy in a shorter time frame. If you're talking about your closer team, right? What are we hearing on the phones? What's happening on these calls? Are people qualified from a budgetary perspective? Are they the decision maker? Are they actually having a genuine need in what you're selling? Right? Like understanding the actual data so you can be data driven is massively important so you can make quick and smart decisions from a leadership perspective. So what data that should you be tracking, right? So it's qualified call percentage, show rate. Of those show rates, how many are closing? Of those close rates, what is the average lifetime value or ACV, annual contract value of that prospect? If you're looking for commonalities and generalities in this data, so if say 10 leads closed, but only 2 leads were your highest ticket price compared to the other 8 were at a low ticket, why were these people buying the high ticket compared to the low ticket? Listen to those calls, track that type of data. Understand which lead sources those leads came from that are paying you more money compared to paying you less money. If say Twitter is giving you $10,000 ACV and Instagram is giving you $500 ACV, you should be prioritizing your spend on Twitter because you're getting a much higher lifetime value of a client on that channel. You're not gonna be able to make any of these data-driven decisions because you're not gonna be having someone who's solely 100% focused on the operations of your sales organization. So, if you're sitting there every single week not understanding what's truly going on inside your business, hey, I'm spending a lot of money on ads and we're making decent money, That's okay and that's great, but to actually grow from a 7-figure business to a 9-figure business, sales operations is gonna be that mechanism that's gonna get you to where you wanna go. If you found this valuable, watch my other videos and like and subscribe. After watching this video, I wanna ask you, are you ready to skyrocket your sales team? If so, click the link below in the description and find out how automated revenue can get you the top 1% of appointment setters inside your business, generating you quality, qualified leads so you can focus on actually growing the business.